Good evening, brace facers. Again, I'm not sure what we're calling this, so brace buddies, brace facers, metal mouths, whatever you want to call this. Welcome back to another, I guess, episode, for lack of a better term, of my adult braces, basically. Those of you who have been watching will probably realize that I have a different light today. I have one of these ring light things. I purchased this ring light as a gift for my husband, who passed away on September 15th of 2021 from COVID. And he was planning on going into public speaking. So I had gotten him this ring light standing device thing to use for that, so he could practice and record things and do some talks that he could do online. Unfortunately, he never got to use it. So I'm trying to make lemonades out of lemons. So I'm using it for this. We'll see how it goes. I've just set it up, which is a monumental feat for me because I am not good at anything techie. I can put stuff together, but all the phone pairing and all that sort of thing is crazy. If you know me, you know I am not a social media person even. So for me to be doing this is way outside of my box. I am, my husband was our social media person. So anyway, onward. So I thought I would talk today about rubber bands a little bit. I don't have mine in right now because I just finished brushing and flossing, and I'll be doing my rubber bands in just a little bit. I just got home from work. So when I first got my braces on, they gave me rubber bands that very same day at my visit. And those rubber bands were these ones that are Gorilla rubber bands. This pack is unopened because they sent me some additional ones because I needed them. So they were Gorilla rubber bands, and I'm assuming that they have animals on them to make it easier for children. Obviously I'm an adult, but these rubber bands were the very first ones that I started using. It says on here that they are considered a medium 4.5 ounce, 3/16 of an inch, 4.8 millimeter rubber bands. So those were the ones that I started out using. And I'm gonna open this one because I wanna be able to show you all the rubber bands. So for the braces, I wear 2 rubber bands at the back of my braces, for those of you who didn't see it, because I have 2 molars that don't touch anything but the sides of my cheeks. They're not in line with my other teeth. So there, I'm gonna hold this behind, well, in front of my husband's bathrobe, but there is the rubber band from the Gorilla packet. It's just thin little rubber band. They're very tiny, which means, yes, they are kind of difficult to get on. So that was the Gorilla rubber band. After about 3 weeks, I switched over to these Gray Wolf rubber bands, and they put a date on there for me because I have a mind like a sieve and I do not remember things usually. So these are the Gray Wolf rubber bands that I have switched to now. These rubber bands are also listed as medium, and they are 4.5 ounces, but the sizing on these is 1/8 of an inch instead of 3/16 of an inch. These are 3.2 millimeters instead of 4.8. So I'll show you the progression here. The green ones were the Gorilla rubber bands that I had first, and you can see the measurements and things there on it. And then the purple ones are the Gray Wolf rubber bands, and you can see that the measurements and everything are a little bit different on this, and I hope you can see that well enough. I apologize for the glare, but there you can kind of see them. So you're going to be changing your rubber bands throughout this process if you have teeth that need to pull down. I don't know why else you would wear rubber bands, other than if you have teeth that need extra pull. So this is the Gray Wolf size rubber band. You can see that it is a bit smaller. Hopefully you can see that. I'll try and hold the 2 of them up together. And thickness seems about the same. All right, I'm gonna get the Gorilla rubber band as well, try and do a comparison for you so that you can kind of see these two, which is not gonna be easy. All right, there you can see. This one is the first one that I had, and this is the second one that I have. So you can see there is a size difference there. I'm trying not to mush them. Okay, they're really tiny, I'm sorry. Maybe I could put them on my hand. I just want you to be able to see, because what's gonna happen is, I'm guessing they're gonna get progressively thicker, if not smaller. So there you can kind of see on my palm, I hope. Let me try and angle it down a little bit. There you can see. The one here is the one that I'm using now. The one here is the one that I started with initially. So you can see it a little bit better there. All right, the difference in sizing. When I made the changeover, I definitely could feel the smaller rubber band pulling a bit more, which is good because that's what we want it to do, I would assume. Let me straighten this back up. There we go. Which is what we wanted to do. So that's the rubber bands. I brush my teeth 3 times a day. I floss 3 times a day. It takes me about 20 minutes to do that. And I am changing my rubber bands each time I brush. So that's the rubber band situation. All right, I'm gonna stop this here, and the next video I'll be talking about something else. Probably be today, because I've got a few things to talk about, but I don't want to make the segments too long. So if you're thinking about getting adult braces, just know that you're gonna have to deal with little teeny tiny rubber bands, but the good news is you have these rubber band hooks that help a lot. I have found that by making sort of a triangle, and I'll run through this really fast, by making a bit of a triangle with your rubber band, it helps. So I usually will hook the rubber band into the little hook. I will then put my finger in the rubber band as well. I then put the rubber band inside my mouth and I hook it around the top tooth. The finger I use to help stretch the rubber band enough to get it over the hook. Then when I come to the bottom, I use the hook to pull it, I put my finger toward the outside of my mouth. That way you can hook the whole thing underneath your bottom hook and not lose the rubber band in your mouth, because I've had them shoot up into my cheeks. I have had them go into my tongue. I've had them fly out of my mouth. So it is definitely a rubber band battle. But if you use your hook and you try and form a triangle, sort of, once you have it hooked, you'll form a triangle. You go to the bottom, again, I'll switch hands and make that triangle again, pull it, and then let it go in. So you'll become a little bit of an expert at this as you go. If you don't become an expert at it, you're just gonna have a lot of really rough episodes of rubber band changing, but it's okay because it's a process, it doesn't last forever. The braces will be off before you know it if you just follow what they tell you to do and take care of them. Wear your rubber bands. All right, that's it. I'm gonna end this now and on to the next thing. Bye.